Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Lofi-Network. Pisces Soul Tribe, I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Divine, what is the most relevant message for Pisces in this moment? Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. And Divine, tell me why the Ace of Swords? So, Ten of Swords, so Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords. I feel like you are going to figure out the truth, or possibly going to get clarity behind endings, or there is many people around you who are figuring out why things had to come to an end. I feel like as you receive clarity about the way things ended with other people, I feel like people in return or in turn are feeling different forms of clarity as well concerning an ending. Because I feel like people, in some way were nefarious in their efforts. I do. Because people are slick, man. It just feels like idle gossip, concerning you. And I feel like you may be figuring out the truth behind some of those things that were possibly said behind your back. I don't feel like you're going to give them any weight. But one thing that is going to spark this up seemingly has something to do with what you're doing now, the actions that you're taking, possibly your creations, the things that you are manifesting, LLCs, businesses, online products, an online presence here as well. Divine Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Something for you is growing with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like, and this was most certainly done, after you ended particular, experiences. But something for you is growing, Seven of Pentacles. This is something that has taken quite a while. It is Pentacle energy, and with the Seven of Pentacles, that's growth. It's something that you've invested in, something you've been tending to, something you've been putting your time into. Divine Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, things are looking up for you. This most certainly has to do with you removing yourself after it. Divine, tell me about this Ten of Swords. What is in this Ten of Swords? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so something to do with the judgment call, and it certainly has to do with other people. I do feel like these are people who are important to you, but something's getting ready to be revealed. Divine, tell me, Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. 10 could be significant. With the Five of Swords, yes, I feel like people are really about to discover, why they did what they did, and discover the truth about it. No more lies, no more hidden secrecies, no more hidden intentions. I feel like people are going to have to face what they did with the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords, because people did some scandalous things with this Five of Swords and Ten of Swords. Those are not good cards. Divine Five of Swords, lastly, for this Ten of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. This could be family, friends. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there was just a lot of idle gossip behind your back involving a lot of people. Seven of Cups, people discussing your life, people discussing many different things, but they strong and wrong. Okay. They are strong about it, and they are most certainly wrong about it. Like, people have been lying on you, and I feel like they are soon about to discover that these lies are about to be uncovered, and the truth is about to spill out. Divine, last one for the Nine of Pentacles. Because you are a success in your own right. You are independent in your own right. You grow well alone. There's a lot that you do well alone. And we have the Six of Swords. This is something that you most certainly could have been guided to do. I feel like you were guided to remove yourself from many different people. Ace of Swords could have been an intuitive nudge. This could have been something that just dropped down in your spirit. Divine, Ace of Swords moving forward. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords. Yes, I feel like there was a very swift and very quick decision. I don't feel like there was any confusion involving this. I feel like if there was confusion with the Ace of Swords coming in before this Two of Swords, the confusion has been removed. The truth is present. It's undeniable. It's nothing that needs to be questioned. Divine Two of Swords, what is the decision that has been made? Two of Swords. With the Six of Wands, to forge ahead on a path that is all on your own. I do feel like the things surrounding you, your the things that people discussed about you, the things that people said about you, your reputation, I do feel like people, there is no longer going to be any confusion surrounding that with the Two of Swords and the Six of Wands with the Ace of Swords. I feel like who you are as a person is very clear. I feel like you've made that very clear by your actions. I don't feel like there is anything that you have spoken up about. I feel like you are showing up as a presence and a force that is to be reckoned with. I feel like a lot of people doubted you. I feel like a lot of people did not have a lot of belief in you, but the things that you are doing are proving people wrong. And I do feel like people are gaining inspiration from this here as well. Divine Two of Swords, Six of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. Yes, you are forging ahead on a path that is very, very abundant for you. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. So 30 could be significant here as well. So 10, 10, 10. I do feel like you are about to see a lot of success, a lot of dreams come true, a lot of wishes fulfilled in a sense. You in your own right have many different things to do. And I feel like we are about to see the amazing side of that, because I feel like to you there is a lot of wonderment, but with the Two of Swords coming in, this was a crossroad point. You had to make a decision whether you wanted to be successful in your own right, or whether you wanted to continue to be boggled down and weighed down and lied to by people you used to be connected to. Divine, what else here? Ten of Cups, Six of Wands, Two of Swords. Yeah, with the Four of Swords, I don't feel like this took a lot of concentration. I feel like this is a place of peace for you. And I do feel like eventually you will come into connection with the people you're supposed to come into connection with. But I do feel like at this moment, there's just something very clear about a focus where you need to be concentrated, where you need to be situated. Divine, last one for the Four of Swords here. And then we have the Tower. I do feel like you are about to experience unexpected changes. You know, I don't feel like this is anything that you could have prepared for, but in the sense there is a readiness for it. I do feel like the things that could possibly be thrown at you, you have some type of advantage, because I do feel like the things that are going to happen, you know, with and for you are going to be things that you've experienced before. So something relative, just about experience, having the knowledge, you know, of having done something before and possibly in a space where you're doing it again. I do feel like you're about to be presented with an unexpected opportunity that could change your life. This could be any form of instance. This doesn't have to be through what someone else is giving you. It could be what you are creating or even co-creating. Divine, what else do we have here with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords? So Seven of Wands, yes, these, you know, for some reason, there is this energy of guard. I do feel like also with the Seven of Wands, there's this energy of focus and determination. I do feel like you are removing yourself of like any distractions. You are to yourself at this moment. You're focusing possibly even within with that Four of Swords energy as well, because I do feel like what's important right now is what you are focusing on, what you are internalizing, so that it can, you know, actually show up externally. So manifestations. Divine, Seven of Wands. You don't feel safe with those other individuals here as well. Knight of Wands here. And Divine, Knight of Wands, Seven of Wands. The Four of Cups. Yeah, I don't feel like with the passion, like I feel like there was passion. Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. You know, I feel like you used to be at one point of, you know, at one point in time, maybe even sexually aroused. You know, you may have, you know, like people in that way. I don't feel like it's that way anymore. Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. I feel like there are particular energies that you are just simply no longer interested in, and it doesn't even have to be about, you know, about connecting in that way. It could just be energies that you need to protect yourself from, and the Seven of Wands is just showing up because this is what you had to do. You had to protect yourself because people in your energy just weren't right. They didn't treat you right. Things just weren't fair. And I do feel like with what wasn't fair, I do feel like some form of balance is about to come in place with that. I do feel like people are experiencing some form of karma with that 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles concerning those many different people that you were involved with and their nefarious acts, whether this was just conversation or these are things that these people physically done. Divine, what else is here? The Seven of Wands. We have the Three of Cups. Yeah. Four of Cups, Three of Cups, 43 could be significant. This could be 4 to 3 people here as well. But whatever it is, you are no longer giving your focus, your attention to third party sources. With the Five of Cups, these are people who possibly are in a disappointed energy, feeling like they really truly have lost out. And I do feel like they have lost out. I feel like they have lost out on someone emotionally. I feel like these are people who are possibly desiring your affection. They're desiring your attention, desiring to feel something come from you, but it just feels cold. Last one, Divine, for this Three of Cups. And then we have the Five of Wands. Yes, this is a space that is conflictual because I feel like people can act like they don't know why, but they do. They know why they know why you're not bothered with them. They know why you're not giving them any attention. They know why you're not giving them any play. They know. I feel like these are people who are going to act like they don't know. I feel like these are people who will braze over things here as well. And if there is no conflict resolution, there can be no co-creation. Last one, Divine, after the Seven of Wands, moving forward for the Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, and Seven of Wands. So we have the Three of Pentacles, and I feel like that's very appropriate here as well, because I do feel like you are rebuilding, reestablishing, building from the ground up. So the beginning of things are very significant for you. I feel like you could have possibly gone through a very tumultuous time through many different experiences, through family, friends, lovers, partner situations, places, being at work. I wouldn't say it was a hard knock life for you, but I do feel like you had difficulties. Divine, Three of Pentacles, but this time around you're building from the ground up, and there's just a lot that you know with the Knight of Pentacles. You're putting in a lot of work. You're building from the ground up. I don't feel any third party sources in here at this present moment. The Three of Pentacles is just giving me a card of establishment, and I do feel like most importantly you are establishing yourself. You could be working on healing. You could be working on your triggers, the things that have like really affected you throughout your life so they don't affect you. I'm hearing in a professional space, and this professional space doesn't just have to be a corporate space or outside of yourself. This could just be a professional space involving yourself, getting a routine, a schedule for yourself. Divine, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Wands. And then tell me about the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're doing everything on your own right now with the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I feel like you possess the capabilities, once again, of doing a lot of things with the strength. There's a lot concerning possibly something you're beginning that you're doing by yourself. I don't feel like there is a lack of trust. I just feel like you understand and know particular behaviors of people through experiences that you've had. You could be some sort of behavioral, you could have studied behavioral science here as well. You can also understand the philosophy of people and the way they respond. So behavioral sciences could be very significant. Divine, last one. Queen of Pentacles. Well, yeah, you're it's almost like you are establishing your wealth in peace, establishing your stability in peace. With the Ace of Wands, you are like really establishing new grounds, new territories, new opportunities here. Divine, and then can I have one overall for the entire reading? Okay, thank you. And we have the King of Swords. Queen of Swords was here. King of Swords was here as well. So once again, this is a separated energy. With the King of Swords here, there's a lot that you are accomplishing on your own. King of Swords is just giving me a solo energy, that separated energy. The divorce king, the divorce queen, is giving me that energy where you're separated to themselves. I feel like you're through your actions, you are making people pay for a lot of the things that they said. Because honestly, a lot of the things that people said, when I'm getting with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, the King of Swords is bouncing or counteracting with whatever they were gossiping about with this Queen of Swords. Because there was conversation surrounding you and it wasn't so nice. But with the King of Swords, I feel like you have an awareness of what was going on, an awareness of what was said. And I do feel like you're not letting it bother you, but you're not going to allow it to detour you from your path as well. So in the sense, you are not fighting back with your words, you are fighting back with your actions. So there seems like there is a lot that you have to do. And I can understand how that can be, being one person doing it all. And you may need some insight on how to do that because there's just things that you don't know. Maybe you're trying to manifest something in an area where you don't have any expertise, but maybe you need some insight. Check out our sponsor, Psychic Source, down below in the description box. After you click that link, using my unique code, JMarian, you can get up to 40 minutes of clarity and insight for only $19.80. Okay, so why not get ahead of the game? Why not get everything to your advantage and do that without even breaking the bank? If you're not satisfied with that insight, money back guaranteed. No muss, no fuss. All those details down below in the description box. And now, on to your reading. Divine, what is the other aspect to this reading? Okay, so we have the Hermit. So once again, there's a focus on a solo energy. This could be you. This could be other people adverse to you. Divine, the Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit, please. Okay, so we have that Two of Pentacles. And then Divine, tell me about the Two of Pentacles. Somebody that has been separated from you with the Two of Pentacles. I feel like they're going through many different changes in their life with the Two of Wands. So 22 could be significant. You yourself could be planning a strategy. Once again, this Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands has been showing up a lot. So it feels like there's this energy of, people trying to figure out things, possibly trying to figure out whether this is something that you want to do alone, whether someone wants to continue alone. I do feel like there is this notion that somebody may be alone for a while with the Hermit, Two of Pentacles, because I feel like you've been alone for yourself, been alone for a while, and maybe you're trying to figure out if you want to date. Divine, can you tell me the purpose of the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands concerning the Hermit? With the Seven of Pentacles, you may be wanting to experience growth in a particular area of your life. This area may be romance, because with the Hermit, I feel like there is a lot that but with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I feel like it's just more. Divine, last one for this Seven of Pentacles with the Hermit. Yeah, Three of Swords. I feel like you are trying to grow in an area where there is pain. So I feel like you could be deciding whether you want to move forward with dating, moving forward with bringing somebody else into the picture, because I guess sometimes it could be a lonely life. We do have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and then we just had a nod to the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like this is what that is concerning. I do feel like maybe with the things that you're accomplishing, you have all of these accomplishments and you're starting to get all these accolades and you're starting to get all this success and you're doing it on your own. Divine, Hermit moving forward. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. I was talking about opportunities. You're starting to get all of these opportunities and you're starting to get all this success, and you're possibly wondering if you will always be doing it alone. Divine, Ace of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. So definitely a solid opportunity. This could be, a simple offer, something to possibly even build a ground. Maybe you could be, Divine, tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. What's the Ace of Pentacles concerning? So we have the Four of Cups. You seem to be in an energy where you're waiting, where you're thoughtful. It seems to be an energy of something very specific. Divine Page of Pentacles. With the Six of Pentacles and the Tower coming in, I feel like there's something that you don't see coming. I feel like when you least expect it, this is one of those energies that's going to drop on you when you don't have a clue. Because it's almost like, this is going to come in and you're going to think it's one thing, but it's going to turn around and be another. But something is going to be unexpected, something that you possibly weren't interested in before. Because Divine, tell me about the Four of Cups. Why weren't we interested before? With the Nine of Swords, I feel like with the Nine of Swords, the reason why you weren't interested before is because you were dealing with some previous traumas. I do feel like those are things that you did heal, but I do feel like at a present moment there was something that you were just tired of, and I do feel like now that you've healed, I do feel like somebody feels now is the time. Because Divine, tell me about the Six of Pentacles. What are we giving? With the Eight of Pentacles. And Divine, tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Wands, I feel like there is a lot of work that somebody has done, this could possibly just simply be you, but it feels like it's an energy outside of you. It's almost like somebody knows that you've done the work with the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So 88 could be significant here as well. And I do feel like you are going to be shocked by possibly what is given to you. Maybe you feel like you not even undeserving or worth it, but maybe you're used to being alone. You're used to doing things by yourself, that you're shocked that somebody would even be interested in you, because maybe you haven't even put yourself out there like that, but somebody could be watching you online here as well. Divine, can I have one more for the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles? And we have the Four of Pentacles. And Divine, why the Four of Pentacles? Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles. With the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, you could be holding off for a little while longer, because maybe you are still feeling a little triggered, maybe feeling like you are experiencing, a few things concerning love, concerning romance, and partnerships. Maybe partnerships for you has been the struggle. That's been the struggle for you, for a few years, and that's an area that you're still trying to figure out. Maybe there's something that you don't need to figure out. Maybe it's meant for you to be by yourself until you've established yourself in such a way that people have to come back to you, or people have to come to you. Divine, the Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so work for you seems to be on the forefront. You are very skilled at what you do. I feel like maybe you feel as if you did bring somebody in right now. It'd be a distraction, and not a distraction meant to, make you feel like you won't ever have love again, but a distraction because it will possibly prevent you from doing something that you need to do, that you need to give your focus and your attention to. Some people are able to multitask and handle relationships while working and all of those other things. Some people are not. Some people have to get to a certain place before they involve themselves in relationships. And I feel like that's possibly what you're doing. Work needs to be at the forefront right now, your stability, because there's many different things that have been changing in your life, but there's something that you need to put on hold, something you need to hold off on and not move too quickly. You need to move with an air of caution. Divine, what else? And then we have the Fool and the Seven of Wands. Yes, you need to move with an air of caution with the Fool and the Seven of Wands, with something that you're set off to do now. New beginnings, period, are on the horizon, no matter what's going on, no matter what people feel, no matter what people are saying, no matter what people are doing. New horizons are on the new ventures are on the horizons, and you seem to be in a state where you are taking off, where you're doing the necessary things, taking the necessary steps, and honestly gatekeeping your emotions, your heart. You're protecting your peace. Okay, Divine, close out the reading for me, please. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands coming out first, and then tell me about the Five of Wands. and we have the Star. So regardless of what's going on, no matter what conflict people have or whatever you have going on, you are going to be successful in your own right. With the Eight of Wands, you're moving away from conflict. I feel like you have always been separated from that energy no matter what. But I do feel like the thing that is conflictual with most people is, how did you do what you're doing? How did you start it? Where did it come from? When did this happen? Divine, what else? With the Star and the Five of Wands. And we have the Hermit. We have the Hermit. These are things that you seemingly are doing of your own volition. I do feel like a lot with you right now is getting ready to change, and I feel like this is something that people are seeing. And with the Five of Wands, the Star, and the Hermit, this is only furthermore clarifying that throughout your life, through regardless of what people said about you, whatever discussions were had when you weren't around behind your back, you are a success in your own right, and you did this alone. You did this isolated. I feel like this isolation that you've been in was forced on you. Although you may like your alone time, because most Pisces do, this isn't something that you wanted or were looking for. Divine, what else? With the Hermit and the Fountain here, you are moving to just honestly a refreshed life. I'm hitting the refresh button. So starting over, beginning anew, starting a new venture, something new is definitely on the horizon. That is the common thread between all readings, that you're off to something new. New opportunities are on the horizon for you. And I feel like, once again, despite what happened in your life, despite what people said, you are coming out and you're showing up as a success in your own right. Divine, last one for the closing reading. Okay, and we have the Queen of Swords. Once again, you're showing up as an energy with boundaries. Queen of Swords. I feel like you're very serious about those boundaries. And once again, Queen of Swords, separated energy. You're motivated to move on your own. This is something that you were called to do, and you are having success with that. I feel like you are seeing a refreshed, more peaceful life this time around. And I feel like even though we are in the month of August, you still have yet to see what the rest of this year is going to do for you. Okay, Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box. And that includes our sponsor, Psychic Source. Because, hey, if it's a solo journey, let's get the details so we can get this ball on the roll, okay? Those details down below in the description box as well. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and see you in the network. Bye, guys.